I'm going to start off this morning talking about something that's not on the log, but it was basically we made an arrest, a guy that had burglarized quite a few different construction sites. This began late November. We had our first report about November 28th about some OSB sheeting that had been stolen from a construction site. They had a camera set up, and detectives were able to get view that camera and get the details from that, and found a vehicle that had stolen the sheeting. And ultimately they were able to get a search warrant, apply for a search warrant. It was granted for the suspect's home, which is in the 1700 block of East Sage Place. Detectives got there. This was yesterday afternoon. The suspect was not there, but they ended up finding over $80,000 in building materials that had been stolen. There were at least 16 cases that we were able to clear because of this. The building materials, it was sheeting, the sheeting, doors, windows, 2x4s, other wood products, some shingles, cabinets, windows, all kinds of different stuff. And so they spent quite a bit of time yesterday recovering all of this stuff. They were able to, with the help of some of the different victims, to pinpoint where a lot of these thefts had happened. Some of them hadn't been reported, so we had reports that were made yesterday with that, but it was basically all over the place. And what we believe was happening is the suspect was going during the night when nobody was there. Some of them there were different cameras, and so we have time periods, but like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., kind of that time frame, not necessarily exclusive, but that just to give you the idea. So during the overnight time, he was going stealing these items and then bringing them to his house. We believe that he was either selling or planning on selling them through like Facebook, stuff like that. So he was arrested. I think we just have the one count. The detectives consulted with the state's attorney's office, and they decided just to combine all of these. So there's one charge of possession of stolen property, which is a Class 5 felony. He was found last night about 8 p.m. Officers found him. It was in that same area in the 1700 block of East Sage Place, and he was arrested without incident. And his last name is Hood, H-O-O-D. First is Jerry, J-E-R-R-Y. Middle is Lynn, L-Y-N-N. He's 60, from Sioux Falls. And I think that's about it, unless you guys have questions.
He doesn't have any connection to construction sites or anyone working there?
The construction sites were all, nobody was there when the theft happened. So he was basically showing up. Some of the stuff was taken from like open garages. Some of it was just material that was laying outside that he was taking. I think one of them, that first one from November 28th, there was, I think, about 45 sheets of the OSB. He took about half of it, went, we believe, home, came back and took the other half, and then went home as well. And that was some of the material that was recovered yesterday.
Any idea the value of all this?
Over $80,000 is best that we can figure. I think there's still some of the stuff they're probably still looking for a few victims. I think they've located most of the victims. All right. So I had a couple inquiries yesterday. There was an accident that happened at 19th and Southeastern, like the 2300 block-ish. This was about, I think the first one was about 1:15, and that was a dump truck that was on 19th Street, which is a pretty steep hill in that area, and ended up sliding down the hill. The dump truck hit a power pole. That knocked a line off, which a power line then hit a house and then started a small fire on the roof. The fire department responded and put that out, and they had 2 fire trucks at the bottom of the hill. There was another fire rescue pickup that was parked at the top of the hill. It had been parked, and the driver was actually walking down and then heard a noise and then saw the fire truck, the pickup, sliding down the hill. That hit a parked car. The fire pickup, I should say, the fire pickup then ended up hitting a tree. The parked car, once it was hit, it started sliding down the hill and ended up hitting the first fire truck, the large truck, and then bounced and hit the second fire truck. So no injuries with that. We had, I think all of the dump truck, the driver was in it at the time when he was sliding, but all the other vehicles were unoccupied at the time. Okay, and
Wait, so in total, how many vehicles were involved?
so there was two different accidents that
Oh.
took place. I mean, they were all, the first one was the dump truck, and so that hit the pole, which
Yeah.
started the fire.
Mhm.
And then the fire truck was there, or the fire rescue responded to that, and then there was the fire pickup that started sliding down the hill. That hit a parked car, so we've
Mhm.
got two in that one. That parked car ended up hitting both of the large fire trucks at the bottom.
Okay. Thank you.
Clear as mud.
Mm.
Let me see here, and I was just gonna look at. I didn't see the damage amount, so let me just see if I can figure that out. So the pickup, that damage is estimated at $10,000. The parked car, the first parked car damage is estimated at $20,000. The first fire truck, $15,000. And the second one, $20. I don't know if I've seen one that low before, but anyway. Good on that. Okay, on the log, I really don't have much. Excuse me. The aggravated assaults, those were, two of them were domestics, people threatened with knives. There was another one, a guy was driving and somebody in another car shot a BB gun at the victim's car. No injuries with that. Burglary, both of those were motel rooms that were entered. No arrests. The counterfeiting was a fake 100 that was passed. Disorderlies, one of them was a phone call, and the others all involved juveniles. The embezzlement was some cash that was taken from a business. Family offenses are no contact violations, frauds, ID thefts, reports. Larcenies, not much there. A few shoplifting, some packages. There's a few other reports from the search warrant that were thrown in there too. Narcotics, no big quantities there. Sex offense was a sex offender that didn't register. Simple assaults were domestics. Nothing suspicious with either unattended death, and the vandalisms are cars that were damaged. And that's it, unless you guys have anything else.
Just want to make sure the fire last night at Westport, any role for the PD other than traffic control?
No, I didn't see any reports about that, so I'm guessing there wasn't anything suspicious with that.